Was a girl running in a group. She had a high-speed motor in a 40 Ford coupe. She had a racing cam and a supercharged. Look at Buddy, hot rod and large. She's a hot rod. She's a hot rod.
So you know, it's a pretty cool report here. U.S. traffic deaths are down in 2019. This is according to our NHTSA guys. They said that traffic deaths decreased nationwide in 2019 with a fatality rate the lowest since 2014, according to annual data released Friday from the NHTSA's Fatality Analysis Report System. They say NHTSA reported 36,000 fatalities in motor vehicles traffic crashes in 2019, down 2% from the 36,835. So we went from 36,835 to 36,096. Well, 800 almost, or 750. The fatality rate fell to 1.1 per 100 million vehicle miles traveled. That's the lowest rate since 2019, compared to 1.14 in 2018. Alcohol-impaired driving fatalities decreased to the lowest percentage since 1982. So we're doing something right, boys and girls. Mad and sad, and all you other people that have been protesting, you're getting some work done. You're making it happen. The drunk driving is way down. You're going to find this year, when they do the report for 2019 or 2020, that the traffic deaths are way down simply because nobody went anywhere. Everybody's been locked up in their house for months, and it's going to be there'll be an asterisk next to this one in the record book. There'll be a little ditch there saying, this is a crummy year. You don't want to know about it. I got a couple of things to tell you about. It's kind of cool. We always talk about what's going on in the car business. This car business is kind of sleazy right now with the UAW and Carlos the Jackal or Carlos the Edsel. And it goes on and on. But here, the latest reports are here. The UAW is going to UAW will avoid a government takeover under a deal struck with the U.S. Justice Department that will put the union under the oversight of an independent monitor for 6 years and allow members to change the way leaders are elected. Goodbye, bad guys. The union will pay $1.5 million to resolve tax issues related to the financial or the scandal, and already has contributed $15 million toward worker training to make up for the money they stole. And that's what they did. They took the training money. Stolen by corrupt former leaders. However, prosecutors will not levy additional fines or file racketeering charges against the union. And they shouldn't take the union's money. They shouldn't. That's the rank and file. Those guys put that money in there under good faith. The UAW does not have a problem with organized crime, U.S. Attorney Matthew Snyder said at a news conference Monday. Well, we'll see about that. The deal could allow UAW members to directly elect the president and vice presidents for the first time in the union's history. In other words, they're going back to legit. They're going back to legit, and they're going to have a private monitor watching over them. They're not going to be able to horse around anymore. Well, poor Carlos the Edsel. When you thought that he was starting to come clean, he was starting to get out from under the trouble he had, well, he didn't. Auto executive turned fugitive Carlos the Edsel, is under investigation in France for possible tax evasion during the last 3 years. He was heading the Renault SA system and the Nissan Motor Company, according to the person familiar with this matter. Goshen and French tax authorities have been discussing this since the middle of last year, whether the former CEO should have been considered a French resident from 2016, 2017, and 2018, said the person who asked not to be identified, of course, blah, blah, blah. And Goshen declared in 2012 that he had moved to the Netherlands and was subsequently treated as a non-resident. In France, that would be. The newspaper Liberation reported Monday that a French judge allowed authorities to seize 13 million euros, that's about 16 million bucks, in assets from Goshen and his wife, Carol, pending the outcome of the probe. Authorities are preparing a major tax adjustment, the paper said. In other words, everybody's going to get a little money out of this guy. Everybody wants a piece of Carlos. Come on, hey. He got away too easy. He snuck out. Well, they're going to get him. They're going to get him. They're going to start by taking his dough. That's how the best, well, I suppose that's the best way to get him. Problems in the car business, guys. Red flags. The alarm was sounded this month by Volkswagen and German suppliers, Bosch and Continental, which cited tightening supplies of semiconductors and said bottlenecks could run into 2021. The industry is beginning to brace for impact as microchips prices rise and inventories dwindle. They're having a real problem with getting their microchips built, and they're going to be more money. Li Xiaohua, Deputy Secretary General of the China Association of Automobile Manufacturers, said last week that an auto production in China could take a relatively big hit in the first quarter of 2021 as a result. The semiconductors, the chips, still unknown is how bad the chip situation will be, whether the shortage might spread to other markets. They don't just make chips for cars. They make chips for a lot of stuff. I mean, everything you own's got a chip in it these days, so they're going to be tough. All right. Efforts by the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety, IIHS, to strengthen criteria to receive its top safety awards have led automakers to improve on the headlights on some 2021 models vehicles. Remember we talked about this? There were so many cars that would have been AA rated by the IIHS last year, but they had crappy headlights. They just weren't. They were too bright, they weren't bright, they whatever. So far, automakers have improved the ratings on 10 models, for 2021 by eliminating or changing poor or marginal headlight packages. In other words, they're crappy headlights. They don't show you nothing. They're junk.
Hey, boss, before we go on break, as already you're here at the bottom of the hour, a special shout-out actually came to you on Facebook. Our good friend, our boss, Rick Federici, is saying Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas to everybody at WIMS, WHFB, and all the other stations. Merry Christmas to you, our listeners, of course, and all the listeners at those stations. And my partner Eric here and me, Merry Christmas, buddy.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to you, boss.
I still say Merry Christmas, and that's just the way it works with me.
I
don't have a choice.
Yeah, me neither. Oh, well, we kind of. No, and actually, we kind of don't. No, you're right. But yeah. So, yeah, Merry Christmas from here, from Big George, your car guy, from Big George and myself.
Okay, and a shout out from the
You're listening to Big George the Carguy on 95.1 FM and AM 1420 WIMS Michigan City and 102.5 FM and AM.
That's still up for debate, I guess. I didn't see that.
It's not on there. See, and there goes our $1 million.
There goes our $1 million.
And I thought I had $1 million coming. Oh well.
You and I both, boss. You and I both. But it is what it is.
Yeah, I hear you. Amazon Web Services, or AWS, I don't know why we worry about that, and BlackBerry said in a statement that they are creating a scalable cloud connection, whatever that was, software platform coined BlackBerry Ivy to address challenges with automotive data access. Connection management Ivy's department will take place under a multi-year global agreement. This whole thing with the cloud gets me, Eric. But hey, there's somebody, Amazon. If Amazon is interested in it, it's big stuff. Don't kid yourself. Live without it. Hey, everybody remember that bills that were passed in Michigan allowing Tesla to sell direct? One of the only states that did it. Well, legislation now pending in Michigan would limit direct vehicle sales as the state has narrowed the state has narrowed to remove an exemption for Tesla, a change that major automakers say softened their earlier opposition to the bill. The chances of passing, however, are not certain in the waning days of Michigan's 2-year legislative term. If the narrow version is signed into law, opponents say, it leaves Michigan vulnerable to a lot of litigation. Oh, God, yes. Both from Tesla and from electric startup vehicle makers that want to follow Tesla's direct sales path. Rivian, Mahindra, there's a bunch of them that are in Michigan that are chomping at the bit. And while all of a sudden Michigan was passing those laws because everybody was getting jobs and stuff, and guess what? They finally decided, hey, we don't need to do. We don't have to kiss the ring of these car guys. They're coming back anyway. So don't worry about it. They're coming back anyway. Well, it is what it is. We'll see what happens. They're not going to be able to sell cars over the phone to you or over the internet. That's for sure. General Motors, I love these guys. General Motors will launch a trailer-capable version of its Super Cruise technology on the 2022 GMC Sierra Denali, the GMC said Wednesday. The driver assist hands-free technology is now only available on Cadillac models. The Chevrolet Bolt EV, will also be equipped with Super Cruise next year. This is a Super Cruise, GM in their Super Cruise. The enhanced version of the Super Cruise will, I like that word, Eric, will enable traveling for the 80% of the Sierra drivers who tow. Phil Brook, Vice President of Marketing for Buick and GMC, said during a media briefing Tuesday. Super Cruise, which utilizes a driver attention system, LiDAR mapping data, cameras, sensors, and GPS, is available on more than 200,000 miles of contemptibles are more like it, compatible roads in the U.S. and Canada. GM said in February that Super Cruise, I love that word, will be available on 22 nameplates by 2023. Whoa! The technology launched on the now defunct Cadillac CT5 this year. Cadillac launched it on the 2021 Escalade, CT4, and CT5. Hey, Super Cruise, you want to go? Those are the ways to go. Getting that big old car and Super Cruise across the road. I'm really liking that.
That word is just sticking to you, isn't it?
I might name my next kid Super Cruise. I think that's pretty cool. I think that's a pretty cool name.
How about we go with, you sure you want to have a kid?
No, no, she will be obeyed, so we're going to name a Miracle. And
fits.
well, it could be Super Cruise. She don't get it. I want Super Cruise.
Super Cruise.
I'm telling you. Okay, the redesigned, this is my baby. I like this. The Mirai fuel cell vehicle not only looks a lot better, it delivers better range, performance, efficiency, and cost, emboldening Toyota to ramp up productions on the of capacity. The Svelte sedan, never thought of a sedan as Svelte, which went on sale Wednesday in Japan and hits U.S. showrooms this month and Europe next spring. That's weird. Best the frumpy-looking first-generation Mirai in virtually every category. Now, you remember, this Mirai is not electric. It's fuel cell. It's hydrogen-powered. Meanwhile, total output from the electric motor increases to 134 kilowatts from 113 kilowatts, and driving performance is enhanced by adopting a new, sportier rear-wheel drivetrain. The cost of producing the fuel cell stack was slashed 70%. Deputy Chief Engineer Ryotaro Shinizu said at a Tokyo test drive event for Toyota Motors' recent water vapor emitting vehicle. This was done by reducing the number of cells and the amount of precious metals used. If demand for the Mirai sedan doesn't gobble up that many Toyotas, then it can still churn out attacks and trucks, buses, and forklifts. Oh, be darned. As part of the push to shift toward a hydrogen society. Toyota's always wanted, and so has Honda actually. In the back of their minds, Honda's been big with the fuel cell. Toyota has packed the latest Mirai with a suite of top-tier safety and driver assist functions. The goodies include a hands-free authorized parking function. That's always nice. I just don't understand how that's going to work. And I think it's going to have the automatic parking. I've seen people do it. They have a tendency to pick a spot that nobody could get in. How's this poor computer going to get in there? If you couldn't do it, how's that going to do it? Give them a break. Come on. Self-driving. You got to love it. Motional. The $4 billion Hyundai Aptiv autonomous driving joint venture will integrate, operationalize, and deploy fully driverless vehicles on the Lyft network in major U.S. cities, the two companies said Wednesday. So there's two more guys going back to bed. They weren't in bed before, I don't think. Motional and Lyft are behind a self-driving taxi service operation in Las Vegas. Well, yeah, see, they were in bed before. Was paused this year because of the coronavirus pandemic, but resumed in October. The partners began offering rides in 2018. Wednesday's agreement furthers the company's partnership as the new vehicles will be fully driverless. The fleet size will grow significantly, and the service will have the potential to scale widely. Motional and Lyft said in a statement. They're really pushing this. Launch markets will be disclosed later, the company said. We're not sure where we're going to do this. They haven't got an opening, and they're looking for cities that are going to let them do this. Vegas obviously did it. But this is just another couple of companies just jumped into bed and made a car and said, let's try and sell it and see what happens. I mean, got to give me a break. They got to do it.